In the time before the Titans, before the gods of Olympus, a great battle was waged.
Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my God of War Ascension Titan difficulty video walkthrough. This is the Tower of Delphi, and I'm really curious where the hell this Sherpa comes from. Although, I think I might be at the wrong part. I don't think he's in this bit, no. This is the fight with the guy from God of War 3. And I believe this is a manticore, because a chimera is completely different. But we'll soon find out when someone corrects me. So this fight here, the first phase, you want to focus on using light hits, and you want to be careful of that acid that the tail sprays, because it's a bitch. It's an absolute bastard. And if you get your combo going like I do, and you keep hitting him and you don't get tagged, you can build up to this, and then you can just hit him with the power moves. But just don't get greedy. This is one of those bosses where he's not hard at all, but sometimes you'll just take hits, and you know, it just happens because you want to get in that extra attack, or you commit to an attack and you can't recover and roll away fast enough. But just keep on tagging him, keep on peppering him. When this comes up, do the grab animation, because there's 3 transitions to this fight, the final one being the kill. And this is the second form. So in this form, he does a 3-punch combo that can all be blocked, and he does like a fireball from his mouth. And you can parry the claws. That right there, that first hit didn't even fucking touch me. That is obnoxious, but it's in the game, so we deal with it. Ooh, the second hit there broke my guard. You notice that? It might be injuring me. And I attempted to parry the spit back there because I was going to go for a parry. Didn't really work. This is not a clean phase for me at all. Even though this is not challenging whatsoever, I'm just not playing very well at all. So I'm sure your guys will do better, and you'll have, you know, none of this nonsense. But just space him, evade his combo, and keep doing what we were doing before. For some reason, I got myself into a mentality of wanting to parry him, and I don't know why. It's not necessary. You don't need to. I just do that sometimes. And yeah, I'm not even. It doesn't even look like I'm trying to do it. I wonder what's wrong. It might be because I know he does the mouth one as well, and it's a very similar animation. What am I doing? Very strange. But yeah, 1-2 evade, 1-2 evade. You know, just keep light on your feet. There he is, stunned. Could have been so much cleaner, and no doubt yours will. So just stab him in the chest like a pro. Couple of headbutts, because you'd headbutt a lion face thing. Oh. Here it comes. Doing its crazy dash attack. Ooh, this is a bit of a loop, this. Because if you can stay in this animation of him chasing you, because it's very similar to the first phase, you can do a couple of hits, he'll dash, couple of hits, roll, couple of hits, roll, and you can just get him to keep on doing the ice attack. There we go, stay close to him, and you can just keep doing this. It just makes it very simple. Obviously, don't get too cocky and stand there too long, or he will tag you. Very, very simple boss fight. I just made the second phase of the fight much more difficult than it needed to be by not playing by the same strategy I was using earlier. And I make those mistakes so that you can learn from them, and so that you don't have to. So, you know, it's that simple, really. But now he's dead, we can go back to the ever tried and tested and loved mechanic of pulling the weird thing on the ground that somehow opens up the next section. There is so much clever level design in these games that I think they could have done something more satisfying than this. And it could be loading, it could be hiding a loading screen, it could be, you know, just a very devilish way of doing something underneath, but I don't think it is, and I think somewhere in some room thought that that was cool, and I disagree. I really do. But enemies that are missing. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was in the previous games quite frequently that wasn't in this one. And I don't think of anything else too prominently. Because the sirens are back, and they've changed them, and they've changed them for the worst. God, they suck so much dick. Like, a lot of the reviews have mentioned that the game's length is short. And It is kind of short. You do backtrack through locations you've been to before, but I think it's done intelligently, and I don't think too many people are gonna get too pissed off with it. This is a new mechanic. There's a whole bunch of sliding in this game, and I don't really mind it. I was never a fan of downhill jamming Tony Hawk, but in God of War it's not too bad. A couple of the sections do last significantly longer than perhaps they should, but it's just another way to pad a level, and games designers want to make these games, as long as they can for people, as well made for as long as possible. And I'm still so stunned about the response this game is getting. But this guy's worth mentioning. If you see these goat guys with the shields, it takes a while to take the shield off them, so you want to make sure nothing is around you when you do the grab, or you're going to get beat up. And they're a big old pain in the dick. They really, really frustrate me, this specific enemy. That right there, I went to grab the enemy so I could throw him. I picked up the shield. It's another one of those, very strange inputs that can sometimes get you screwed moments. And these birds here, when you grab them, throw them down the hole, you don't have to worry about them. It gets rid of them real quick. As I'm getting beat up by this dude. But the only time that these things are a pain is when they've got armor on, because breaking the armor can take a while. The parry method is the surefire way of doing it if you're competent at parrying. If you're not so competent at parrying, you want to just space them and use the Plume of Prometheus to bounce them a little bit. Or if they're with any other enemy that can be kicked or thrown, use those to do it. There is a lot of tools at your disposal in these games, and this is just as polished, if not more polished when it comes to certain aspects of the combat, because these are scenarios that we've come across before in God of War, and on this one, it's just an extension of those previous design philosophies. And I'm hoping that when you've played the older games, you've got the experience under your belt that will mean that you don't struggle with much of this game. But for the times that you do, that's what these walkthroughs are for. That's what these walkthroughs are about. Oh, that's what I like to think they're about, because sometimes when you watch certain people play the game, everybody plays every game for a different reason. That's the one universal truth. And these are a pain in the ass. I think you can grab them to smash them immediately, but I just didn't click on this early on, so you'll just have to bear with me as I'm spamming these combos. That was a drink right there. That was not intended. That was a second drink. That was not intended. People are gonna be shit-faced. Oh. But I've got my water, so my voice should be okay. Upgrade paths of my character. I'm going to do nothing but the blades until I get them maxed. The final level takes 25,000 souls, and you're going to max them out towards the last third of the game. Then from that point, I'm going to put 5,000 orbs into the armlet that freezes things. I do apologise, I can't remember the name of it. And I'm going to be putting another 5,000 points of orbs into the clone attack that Orcos gives you, because that move is so powerful, it's stupid. You can use that move and it will break the armour off of armoured targets for you while you're evading and staying safe. It's also so useful on the Trial of Archimedes, which I should probably speak about, seeing as how every forum, every review, Twitter, everything is alive with the Trial of Archimedes. First thing I'm saying, it's not as hard as people are making it out to be, folks. It's complete hyperbole. Just turns out some people are not as good at games as they think they are. That's literally all it is. Don't get me wrong, I do think it should have had a checkpoint after the first phase of the fight, but I don't think it should have had anything else. It doesn't need health chests, it doesn't need a checkpoint after everything. It doesn't need to be patched. This is a game that is extremely simple, even on its hardest difficulty. That is the one area of the game that everybody is guaranteed to have a fight on their hands, and all the people who can't beat it on normal and spent 6 hours there, who, bad gamers, have complained so much that the creative director of the game is apparently changing it and patching it, and I'm hoping that they just don't patch it too much. Like, it's such a strange thing, this generation of gaming, and I'm going to probably discuss this further in the next video, so thank you for watching, and you take care now.